From a strategy point of view, we have several sectors we needed to focus on, starting from the faculty themselves, graduate faculty and the graduate faculty, and also from a student point of view, from programs point of view, okay, and from the stakeholders point of view. So, as a start, we had a new, you remember at that time we talked that we will have a new concept on hiring faculty members. And we established, or we came out with a new rubric or a new matrix in order to select our faculty member. In all days, the main focus was on teaching, but we switched that to main focus to be, we are hiring a scholar in the definition, in the general definition of a scholar. General definition of a scholar that our faculty, they have to be as good as in teaching, as good as in research. Yes. So through this rubric, we were able to select the best candidate, and we introduced a new formula in order to help our department to select the best. It's mainly a point system in that criteria, but we went in every details related to what is the meaning of a scholar, starting from his research output to his impact, his research impact, to his graduate supervision, student supervision, as well as the citation of his research work, meaning the impact of his research. Every tiny details related to the impact as a scholar, and this is what I'm focusing. It is the definition is not a teacher. It's not just someone who give it. And in addition to that, we had a new mechanism to headhunt extraordinary scholars who have been graduated from big schools in the world, like Oxford, Cambridge, MIT. So we succeeded to attract and they headhunted several members and they convinced them to join Qatar University. In relation to the Qatari members, we came with an idea in order to accommodate the new members coming from missions. Like we are facilitating for them to have access to research. We are lowering the teaching load to give them more space in order to free them for research. In addition to that, we developed a new program that we will be able to headhunt students from the second year undergrad. And in that program, we will be able to send them on a summer term between second year, third year, between third year and the fourth year. It is a new program which is mainly like life coaching program. You know, the problem of our faculty is that you need to implement in them what is the meaning to be a faculty member and what it means to be a scholar. This is very important for us. So through that program, we will be able to, we have another program which is allow us to attract a student in undergraduate. We support them financially, and then they later will be a prospective faculty member. We can combine that program with our life coaching program, and then we can send our students from early stages undergraduate to a big schools, like big scholars in the Western United States or whatever, big schools in the field, and then from this will be from the early time, from second year to third year, from third year to fourth year. That will secure for them to complete master and the PhD as well, and then come back to us as a faculty member. The idea, and maybe Dr. Khalifa, he can tell you more about this, because what we have so far is that we decided to have, the faculty member at Qatar University, they have to teach 18 credit hours. This is a regular faculty member. And this is quite a lot if you're asking them to come with research output and to free them for research. So what we came with a rubric, and that rubric is a kind of rubric that allow any faculty who has a good research output to apply through that rubric for teaching load reduction. And that rubric only be applied at Qatar, at KES. as a start. It was we selected CAS to be like a model to test this rubric, and through this rubric you are able to go in a reduction between 3 credit hours up to 15 credit hours. One of the main idea that we focused on in CAS is I would say the integrity and strength of the department, of the academic department. We worked on the fact that to give them this kind of freedom, and also we encourage them to rearrange the structure of faculty member within the department. You know, we wanted to increase like the pyramid structures, like to have more assistant professor and less associate professor, and they go to the tip of the pyramid by the professors. For the first time, we have some programs came into ranking for the first time in these 2 years. It is in social sciences, in material sciences. For the first time, we are focusing now on the ranking from the discipline point of view, which is very important, because I believe that if you succeed to push your programs to be ranked internationally, on a whole, the ranking of the university will go further.
We brought someone from Oxford University, even though he is a newly graduate, newly fresh PhD holder, but he had tremendous work in the research field. So we managed to get the service of this person, and he's currently working very well with the research.
We focused more on quality rather than quantity. And we developed a new system which is based on a point system, and not only that, but also it differentiates between the different sectors, between STEM as one sector and between social sciences and humanities in another sector. We used to have that program before, because we used to have like one benchmark, one category of evaluation for promotion, but now we developed a new promotion that it will not only differentiate between the different, but from the other side, it promote and encourage our faculty to go in direction of quality rather than quantity. I would say the benefit of that will come soon in the next years, will reflect the quality of our research. The definition is as it is. If you are taking two major under the same college, it's a double major. If it's between two different colleges, so it's a double degree. It's a double degree. So the idea that we will, through the reconstruction of our curriculum, we will be able that our student can graduate with two majors, which again it will support the student when we are talking to the market needs. You can imagine that you have a student who graduated with a degree in chemistry and a double major in biology, or a geology and the chemistry. And as mentioned, as Dr. Khalifa mentioned, that we are strengthening our programs, but also we are encouraging what is called the multidiscipline and the interdiscipline programs. This is very important for us.
In our cluster, mass communication department, we are fully restructuring the department in order to serve also the market need. And we're changing this into two main tracks to cope with the current global need. For example, the social media and the digital media.
We are the biggest from the number of faculty members. We are the biggest from the number of students, and we are the biggest from the number of programs as well. So yes, definitely, we are in shortage of facilities, and we are shortage of spaces. Now we, within those 2 years, College of Engineering is moving to the new building. So we are taking over this building, but we still need more and more, and we are working on that. University is helping us as much as they can. We applied, as an example, the cluster of STEM applied to have a standalone building for labs that will serve our students as well as the other students, because we give all the core courses related to health cluster. We are giving the service courses for the College of Engineering, This is meant to one. The idea of cluster came to the administration from the point to facilitate the management of the programs, and it was apart from the from a plan developed to enhance the performance of the college. And I would say that that was the second phase, is the cluster form. The third phase was mainly to focus on, again, to strengthen the department. So what will happen after that? We are still on the third phase. We just started the third phase now, that working on the enhancing the strength of the department, enhancing the strength of our programs, coming with the new idea of double major and dual degrees, collaboration, strengthening collaboration between different programs and different programs from other colleges or within the college. All of that is coming through this stage. I think the university will decide later on, based on the evaluation of these stages, what will be the future of CAS, whether to stay as a CAS or to split into two. Yes. The idea that we have double major and double degrees, along with excellence in themes, along with 4+1 programs combining undergraduate and graduate. I think the holistic view of all of that will serve the market need with a student who has specific and special skills that can meet the demand of the market.
In the Arabic department and Department of English Literature and Linguistics, we had these old ideas about, these graduates going only to school and teach. But now a new element was inserted, which is like the practical side. So these who graduate from the Department of English Literature, they don't just have this opportunity to go to this market and teach, but they have the opportunity to go and work with other fields, such as museums. In the other Arabic department, they can go to TV, where they have this experience being directors, writers, editors. All right. So this, I think, practical side is very important. That will make these departments revive once again and come to life.
This is my personal opinion, that I was thinking that we may think about having a college that hold media, mass communications, as well as international affairs. Media is one of the strongest arm for international relations, which I believe that Qatar as a country hold one of the strongest media in the world, one of the media arm in the world.
Global impact.
Yes, that has a global impact. So my idea, my thinking is that why we don't think about having a college which will have the media as well international affairs as programs under the same umbrella. What we are focusing now is to increase the skills part. I would believe that increasing the skills part up to 40% in the media is a must. Going in internship programs with our stakeholders is a must, and building those relations with international affairs and going beyond the definition of media should be in our vision. Again, I believe that if we succeeded to design a model that will contain both media, mass communication, international affairs in one pot, that will be the best. And again, but this is my personal opinion. I would say we should think about a new model. It's not only to push the media to be a standalone one and the international affair to be a standalone one, but I would say that if we think about interdisciplinary model that hold both programs and give those students who will graduate from our programs that flavor of the power of media as well as the knowledge of international affairs, that kind of soft power, if you give it to the student, they will have a huge impact for the future of the next student who working in the field of diplomacy and the media as well.
In my department, English Literature, because I'm graduate from the department, for example, the outcome from secondary schools students are not really strong in English. While when they want to join the Department of English Literature, their IELTS should be 5. And if the level of teaching is higher than that, it's maybe equaled with 5.5. So how do you cope between outcome from secondary schools and take them into this program? So this is a big challenge. They find difficulties. We cannot simply increase, the IELTS into 5.5 or 6, because then we are treating them unjustly.
But we have some ideas as examples, it's just an ideas that we have. We are looking for programs between chemistry and the geology, between chemistry and the biology, between media, mass communication and the Arabic, media, mass communication and the English, something like that. So something to strengthen and to give a solid skill to a student related in between. So you can imagine that if you have a good a good graduate from media and mass communication with a strong language support, or you have a good student who graduate between geology, which is the main business of Qatar as an oil country, and chemistry from other side. For the artificial intelligence part, we have now one of the faculty that we headhunted from outside. He's graduated from University of Toronto, and he spent his postdoc at Oxford University. He is one of 5 people in the world now who are expert in using artificial intelligence for automation of research. And right now, I know that I am following them up. We have a research group at CAS who will soon submit 2 proposals for funding request from QRDI in order to establish the first automated lab related to design new materials for renewable energy applications in specific. We're giving them our support, and in addition to that, we reached to an agreement with College of Engineering to establish a common lab, a collaborative lab in between College of Arts and Science and the College of Engineering, mainly focus on the renewable energy part. Now you can see the electrical cars, all of this. So in collaboration with College of Engineering, we are formulating research groups in addition to have a common lab that will mainly focus on research related to that part.